I'm Coils, and welcome to the Natural Hair Channel where we keep it real. If you see me looking over the camera, that's my annoying little sister over there. But, so today I'll be doing three things. I'll be reviewing this Talia Wahed Curls and Curly Curl Cream Creamy Hair Lotion. And I'll be putting on some of this excuse that, hair coloring material wax. I already did it before in this same color and I really liked it, so I got it again. So, and I'm also going to be telling a story time about the time I flipped off the entire high school. So I guess we should begin. So here I'm starting with freshly washed, conditioned and detangled hair. I just put it in two sections, and now I'm going to start. So, in high school, like I know this is going to, I know it sounds bad, but okay, it was bad, but you're going to see that I had perfectly good reason to do what I did. So, in high school, I was one of the so-called anime nerds. Like, I still am, but I was. So I never bothered anybody, but people always seem to always have something to say about me. But it's been like that since like middle school and high school or whatever. So my high school was a pretty small school. By the way, this works nice. Curls of Eli put me onto to this line. But yeah, my high school was a pretty small school. Everybody knew everybody, and by small I mean like 600 students for like all 4 grades. So everybody knew everybody, and so everybody knew me and my friends weren't the coolest of the cool. And you know, it didn't bother me because I got along with like multiple groups of people, but you know, they just seemed to, you know, wanna start with us and everything like that. So as you know, as a anime nerd would be, I am also smart. On my standardized tests, I always got pretty good grades and stuff like that because I paid attention to the material, which also made me even less cool. But, you know, I didn't let it get to me until this one day. So, I don't know why they decided to do that. Like, my school was the school that didn't want to do anything right until the state's people were coming in. So they decided to have a, okay, well, let me take a picture. So, in my school, we had standardized state tests that we would take. As in with every school, I'm not going to say what test it was, but yeah. We had a standardized state test we were taking. So, knowing that I was going to be the only one that was going to get my grade, get my, grade, any recognition, because nobody else paid attention. They were so busy worried about, you know, making fun of the anime nerds that they didn't pay attention in class. So, they weren't going to understand the material. So we were sitting in the bleachers, and like in my school, everything happened in the gym. Everything happened in the gym besides lunch. They actually had their own lunchroom, but everything used to happen in the gym, from basketball games to football practice to assemblies. We all used to go in there in the morning, to any dances they had. Everything would happen in that one room. So that was the same for this little this little science-a-thon thing. Like, I was in a lot of different science groups. They were starting a robotics club at my school, but I wasn't there when they were doing it because I was out. We did internships at different places. So I was out doing internships when they started the robotics club at my high school, so I didn't get a chance to go. But I was in a number of science classes and competitions because I always loved science. So yeah, so I guess they wanted to get us out of the classrooms because we were always complaining that we never had any, assemblies or anything as a school. Only time we had assemblies and stuff was for like the football players. Like, my school used to be heavily focused on sports. Like, that's literally all they talked about, all they cared about was sports and athletes and more sports. Like, if you weren't an athlete, you were just overlooked, which was weird to me because it's a school, you know what I mean? Like, you're supposed to be focused on the intelligence of your students, but I digress. So yeah, they were only focused on the athletes. So when they decided to, I had come into school that day. It was a regular day, and we were in the middle of doing the standardized tests when they had this little get-together thing. So all of us were sitting together by grades, and at this time I was in the 10th grade, which would have made me about 16, 15, going on 16. And I was sitting in the bleachers with everybody else, and we were all just sitting there talking. Now, I wouldn't say I was a super shy kid, but because I knew that people were always trying to start things with me, I didn't want to be one of the first people to go up and, answer a question or anything like that, because the rest of my grades wasn't paying attention at all. They were busy talking and doing all types of stuff like that. So I just sat there with my friends and talked. And I'm like, we're not getting anything. You know what I mean? We're not getting any points. And they were giving out candy, I think. They were giving out candy and other prizes to the person that got the question right. So eventually, my friend and one of my friends, we weren't sitting directly next to each other. We were sitting she was 3 people away from me. So we looked at each other, and that's all we needed to do before we knew, okay, you want to go up? And we looked at each other like, yeah, I want to go up. So she and I got up. So in the back, when I was getting up, I heard somebody say, oh, there go the weirdos. And then a bunch of them started laughing and saying other rude stuff. And before I knew it, I was walking away. My back was faced towards the bleachers, and my hand went up and my middle finger came up, and I did it over my shoulder, and I heard everybody go, oh, oh. And I just kept walking, and I just went up there, answered the question, got it right, got my piece of candy, and then the principal came over and escorted me out of the gym. So he brought me into the library. The library, it was 3 entrances into the gym. He took me out to the one that was closest towards the library, and he brought me in the library, and he brought one of the people in the library, I guess, that he saw say something about me. He brought me in the library, and he was just talking to me. He was like, you got the question right. He was like, but you're in here. He was like, you can't, be doing stuff like that. He was trying to give me a lecture, but he had seen that I had gotten the question right, that nobody else was getting. So he was like, okay, you know, I'm obviously smart and I obviously know what I'm doing. So it was a lapse of judgment. It really wasn't though, because I was getting sick and tired of those kids. So he had me sitting there until the bell rang, and then after the bell rang, he let me go. And I just walked out and I just went home. And all my friends were like, yo, why'd you do that? And I was like, you heard them, like you saw what was happening. You know what I mean? Oh gosh. I was like, you heard them. Yeah. I guess that got me some street cred, but not really, because I didn't really mess with those people anyway, and I didn't want to. A lot of those people ended up pregnant before they left high school. Some dropped out, had like 15 STDs at the age of 15, all types of stuff. I wasn't down with that, so here go my red hands. Excuse my setup. I just got this ring light and I'm like, I don't know where to put it. So I just picked this spot in front of this lovely Mandela backdrop. And yeah, that was the time I flipped off the entire 10th grade. Now I have some longer story times, but that one was just my first one, and I just wanted to get a video up because and try out this new ring light I just got. So yeah, guys, if you like, you know, if you want more content, like, comment, subscribe, pretty please. It'll help out a tiny YouTuber like me get more motivation, I guess, to post stuff. And yeah, so here's how my hair looks. And I'll probably post some pictures or something when it gets dry. But this wasn't a tutorial, this was just me doing hair while I'm giving the story time. And I figured I might as well still make it natural hair, you know. But I'm gonna turn around because yeah, thanks guys, and